My dear royal fashion enthusiasts, subscribe to this channel immediately and activate the notification bell because today we are witnessing a veritable earthquake in the world of European royalty. Share this video with all your fashion-loving friends and leave me your most passionate comments because what you are about to discover will literally revolutionize your vision of royal elegance. Imagine for a moment that two of Europe's most powerful sovereigns find themselves in a style battle so intense that it literally divides the European courts. Queen Mathilde of Belgium and Queen Maxima of the Netherlands have just put on a stunning show with their back-to-school looks in immaculate white, but beware, because behind this apparent chromatic simplicity lies a true clash of sartorial philosophies that speaks volumes about their respective personalities and their approach to power. Let's start by unpacking the phenomenon of Mathilde of Belgium, the 51-year-old queen who has transformed the Belgian monarchy into a veritable laboratory of contemporary fashion. Returning from Greece, where the Dutch royal family spends every summer, she opted for a decidedly summery outfit. A white polka-dot midi skirt with a matching puff-sleeved top, worn with brown leather-heeled sandals, the color of her handbag. Wait, we're talking about Maxima here, but now let's note the striking contrast with Mathilde's approach. The Belgian sovereign chose a radically different approach to white for her official return, opting for a structured silhouette that immediately recalls her status as a modern queen yet respectful of traditional monarchical codes. Whereas Maxima plays the card of confident casualness with her summery polka dots, Mathilde imposes a vision of white as a color of power, transforming this seemingly innocent shade into a true statement of authority. This fundamental difference reveals two diametrically opposed conceptions of royalty in the 21st century. Mathilde embodies this new generation of sovereigns who do not hesitate to use fashion as a subtle but formidably effective political tool. Every detail of her white outfit seems calculated to project an image of controlled modernity, of innovation respectful of traditions, creating the fascinating paradox of a queen who revolutionizes codes while preserving them. On the other side of the border, Maxima of the Netherlands offers us a completely different interpretation of the exercise of royal power through fashion. This Argentinian, now Dutch queen, revolutionized the standards of royal elegance by bringing an international and multicultural dimension to her style. Her choice of white for the fall is no accident, it is a coded message addressed to her subjects and to all of Europe. Does the queen owe her sophisticated wardrobe to the work of a backstage stylist or simply to her own taste in fashion? For the past few weeks, Maxima of the Netherlands has been releasing a string of looks and appearances. Sometimes monochrome, sometimes printed and colorful, her outfits are worth a look. This observation reveals Maxima's fashion ambition, transforming each of her public appearances into a veritable fashion show. But beware, because behind this apparent lightness lies a remarkably effective communication strategy. Maxima uses fashion as a cultural bridge between her South American origins and her European role, creating a unique style that transcends geographical and cultural boundaries. Her summer white in the Netherlands thus becomes a symbol of reconciliation between Dutch tradition and international modernity. The impact of these two approaches on the European fashion industry is absolutely considerable. Designers literally vie for the honor of dressing these two icons. Aware that each public appearance represents a priceless international showcase. Tiaras on their heads, the two sovereigns had indeed gone all out. The Belgian in her 50s, in particular, chose a superb pale blue gown adorned with a cape and designed by Giorgio Armani. Sparkling, she shone brightly thanks to her headdress and luxurious jewelry, reminding us that these two women perfectly master the art of pageantry when the situation demands it. Giorgio Armani, in fact, represents one of the fascinating points of convergence between these two queens. The great Italian couturier knew how to seduce both Mathilde and Maxima, but for completely different reasons. Mathilde appreciates Armani's ability to create timeless silhouettes that transcend passing fashions, perfect for a sovereign who must project an image of stability and permanence. Maxima, for her part, finds in the Italian master a Mediterranean sophistication that resonates with her own Latin origins. This special relationship with great designers reveals a little-known dimension of contemporary royal power, its influence on global trends. When Mathilde wears structured white, European boutiques immediately see their sales of white suits explode. When Maxima opts for bohemian white, the entire summer ready-to-wear industry goes wild. These two women have unwittingly become true fashion influencers, influencing the clothing choices of millions of European women. But what makes this duel of white even more fascinating is the subtle geopolitical dimension it reveals. Belgium and the Netherlands, these two neighboring kingdoms and European partners, express two different visions of the Europe of the future through the clothing choices of their sovereigns. Mathilde embodies this institutional Europe, respectful of protocols and hierarchies, while Maxima represents a multicultural Europe, open to the world and free from historical complexes. A detailed analysis of their accessories reveals even more fascinating subtleties. The jewelry chosen by each of the two queens tells a different story of their relationship to power and family heritage. Mathilde often favors historical pieces from the Belgian crown, thus inscribing each of her appearances within the dynastic continuity. Maxima, for her part, does not hesitate to mix contemporary jewelry with traditional Dutch pieces, creating a unique style that reflects her personal journey. This differentiated approach to jewelry reveals two opposing philosophies of royal inheritance. Mathilde positions herself as the guardian of traditions, using each diamond and pearl as a tangible link to the centuries-old history of the Belgian monarchy. Maxima, on the other hand, constantly reinvents Dutch heritage, bringing her own personal and international touch, transforming ancestral codes into contemporary creations. The psychological impact of these sartorial choices on their respective populations should not be underestimated. The Belgians recognize in their queen's style the same pursuit of excellence and perfection that characterizes their approach to public life. The Dutch, for their part, appreciate Maxima's ability to remain authentic and approachable while fully assuming her royal responsibilities. This psychological dimension is reflected in popularity polls. Mathilde enjoys an image of seriousness and competence that reassures the Belgians in times of political uncertainty. Maxima, for her part, embodies this benevolent modernity that perfectly aligns with the Dutch values of openness and tolerance. But beware, because this duel in white also hides a deeper rivalry between two schools of royal thought. The Belgian school, heir to the French tradition of classical elegance, opposes the Dutch school, influenced by the Anglo-Saxon codes of assumed casualness. This opposition is perfectly crystallized in their respective sartorial choices. The influence of these two approaches on the new generation of European princesses is already visible. Princess Elizabeth of Belgium seems to be following in her mother's footsteps in this quest for sartorial excellence, while the young Dutch princesses are already adopting the chic nonchalance so dear to Maxima. This generational transmission of royal style reveals the crucial importance of fashion in shaping the contemporary monarchical image. The future queens of Europe closely observed these two models, aware that their legitimacy would also depend on their ability to create their own style of dress. The economic analysis of the impact of these two styles reveals some absolutely astonishing data. The Belgian textile industry has seen its exports to Europe increase significantly since Mathilde began favoring local designers. The Netherlands, for its part, has become an essential platform for young international designers eager to make a name for themselves thanks to the Maxima effect. This economic dimension transforms our two queens into true ambassadors for their national industries. Each public appearance becomes a highly effective commercial promotion, generating considerable economic benefits for their respective countries. The timing of this white duel is obviously not coincidental. By choosing this emblematic color for their back-to-school looks, Mathilde and Maxima send a message of European unity while affirming their national differences. White thus becomes the symbol of this diverse yet united Europe, capable of reconciling tradition and modernity. This symbolism of white resonates particularly strongly in the current geopolitical context. Faced with European challenges, our two queens offer two models of elegant resistance: institutional excellence for Mathilde, multicultural openness for Maxima. The future of this royal fashion duel promises to be exciting. Upcoming European diplomatic events will provide an opportunity for new stylistic confrontations between these two icons. Royal fashion observers are already eagerly awaiting their next creations, aware that they are witnessing a historic moment in European elegance. This benevolent rivalry between Mathilde and Maxima perfectly illustrates the vitality of the contemporary European monarchy. Far from dusty clichés, these two modern women use fashion as a powerful political communication tool, proving that tradition and innovation can coexist perfectly. Their respective designers now work in constant competition, each seeking to surpass the other's creations while respecting the unique personality of their sovereign. This creative competition ultimately benefits the entire European fashion industry, stimulating innovation and excellence. The phenomenon now extends well beyond the Belgian-Dutch borders. International fashion magazines devote entire sections to this fashion rivalry, helping to project a dynamic and modern image of European royalty throughout the world. This international dimension transforms our two queens into true soft powers for their respective nations. Their sartorial influence contributes to European cultural influence, proving that elegance remains a major diplomatic asset in the 21st century. A comparative analysis of their clothing budgets also reveals some interesting philosophical differences. Mathilde favors investing in timeless pieces that she wears for several years, embodying this Belgian approach to sustainability and reason. Maxima, on the other hand, updates her wardrobe more frequently, reflecting this Dutch mentality of constantly adapting to the changing world. This differentiated approach to royal shopping directly influences the consumer habits of their respective subjects. Belgian women are increasingly adopting this philosophy of thoughtful and sustainable purchasing, while Dutch women are more committed to this constantly evolving sartorial modernity. White, a seemingly simple color, thus reveals the full complexity of contemporary royal challenges. Between tradition and modernity, between excellence and accessibility, between local and international, Mathilde and Maxima offer us Twitter fascinating interpretations of what it means to be queen in the 21st century. While this duel of immaculate white continues to fascinate all of Europe, one burning question remains: which of these two sartorial approaches will most profoundly influence the future of European royal fashion? Mathilde's institutional elegance or Maxima's multicultural sophistication?